Rira Vingshi Ninde Genpadu Sangye Shin Mikte Uarki Choku Namdak Shingwa Dupasho Yidam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamhe Tayami Sangye Charan Soki Chuknama Changju Bardu Dakni Kapsuchi Daki Chenyen Yipe Sanam Ki Drola Penchir Sangye Duparsho Sangye Charan Soki Chuknama Changchu Bardu Dakni Kapsuchi Daki Chenyen Yipe Sanam Ki Drola Penchir Sangye Duparsho Sangye Charan Soki Chuknama Changchu Bardu Dakni Kapsuchi Daki Jinyen Yipe Sanamki Drola Penchir Sangye Duparsho.
Yay!
Oops. Where do I do this? Share screen. So first I wanted to show you this, Stanley.
Well done.
I'm not a cat. Okay, I still didn't get it. Okay.
I'll send you the original one later. It's
Okay.
a video. It's very cool. Zoom call gone awry.
Okay.
So welcome to class 2 of Interlude on Emptiness, our third term on this text. And so we'll have some questions about last class. So K-Drip J is in this part of the text where he's extolling the virtues.
We can see your answers. It looks like you have, I'm happy to see the answers, but we can see it on the, yeah.
What I'm in presenter view. I don't understand.
We're not in your presenter view.
We're seeing your presenter view.
What do I do?
Yeah, go back to presenting, and then you switch.
There you go. You got
It
it.
looks good.
All right. So we'll learn the answers together. I got to get rid of this. K-Drip J is in this part where he's extolling the virtues of emptiness, right? And now he quotes a sutra that says a person who's misbehaved their whole life and has done the worst of each of the 10 bad deeds won't fall to the lower realms. What are the 2 conditions that he says a person must meet to purify bad deeds? Do you remember? There were 2.
There are 2 conditions. I thought there's only one. It's seeing emptiness directly. No.
No.
Okay.
You could see emptiness directly, and if you don't have these 2, it's not gonna. Although we could debate that, I suppose. They are, and I'm not able to do my pure faith in the teachings, and an intellectual understanding of and hunger for seeing emptiness.
Hmm.
So the reference that K-Drip J gave, he was talking about a sutra, right? And we found it in a commentary in the Tengyur. Do you remember who wrote that commentary? It was a fellow he talked about at length earlier on in the text. And his name was Arya Nagarjuna.
Oh.
So why didn't we reference the actual sutra of Lord Buddha?
At this time, they don't have the version of Kangyu and Tengyu.
So yeah, we didn't find the sutra in the Kangyur. It's no longer extant. And you're right, Khedrubje lived in the early times of Buddhism in Tibet. And so either the Kangyur wasn't completely available, or maybe the sutra had already been lost. So that's a clue to us to research the Tengyur if we don't find something in the Kangyur. So in that text of Aryanagarjuna's, which is a commentary on Samantabhadra, yeah. So after that lists the worst possible actions for each of the 10 negative actions, what does Lord Buddha say about how one can avoid experiencing the results of having performed those actions?
Well, you can think about emptiness. You can understand the emptiness of it, but that doesn't. I'm not sure if you can actually avoid it entirely. Are we having that discussion?
No, we're not having that discussion.
You realize that there's no bad deeds you performed, and there's no one who did the bad deeds, things like that.
Yeah, right. So you enter into the teachings of the Buddha on dependence, and you see that no one did those actions. There's no one who could experience the result. There's no one who had a life. There's no one who was even a person at all. That they are not and have never been a product of the convening of causes and conditions. Is totally free of all mental afflictions.
Ooh.
So what does Lord Buddha say about falling to the lower realms then?
Impossible?
He says, I do not proclaim that those who see this, have faith, and are passionate about this concept will go to any bad birth. So does anyone know the English equivalent of Kortropa? To steal possessions. Chiyang. Wait.
Oh, gee.
Namkinang ne chiwa. This is what Lord Buddha said at the end of each of the 10 bad deeds that he talked about. This is the worst kind of whatever action it was.
Yeah, good.
The heaviest. Hey,
Awesome.
thank you.
Nice job. That's a very nice homework. That's a really nice homework. Thank you for that.
Oh,
By the way, Kortropa, you should always emphasize the possessions of the Sangha or something like that. Yeah. Or of the community. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. It was a good homework though. Let me
Thank
see
you.
here. Okay. Am I in the right place, right? Venerable Upala?
Yes, that is where
Yay.
we stop. Do you want to look at the bibliography entry?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Sorry. I'm going to.
I sent that to you in email.
Oh, okay. Let me look at it offline and we'll save some time.
All right. Sure.
Okay. Well, actually, can you put it up on your screen? And
I can. Let me get way down the gazillionth page of this text.
yeah, and then let's do it all together. And then, hopefully we comes a day when Geshe Michael doesn't have to do that part of your book.
Okay, I have to figure out how to do. Oops. Oops. Oh. Can you see?
Yep.
Let me see here. Yeah,
This is the one.
nice. Good. Let me see here.
It is different than the one that was in another text, actually.
Understand. Yeah, okay. Let's I'm going to be critical, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. First of all, the name is correct. The AD, I usually put it in small caps, okay?
Oh, we're going to this
AD,
one. Okay.
Yep. Not the 200, but the AD. Yeah. Yeah, the Munlam Ki Gyalpo hangs together. The Munlam Ki Gyalpo hangs together. Okay.
Well, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
Think about it. What do I mean by that? It hangs together. The Gyalpo of Munlams.
Oh, the King of Prayers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes Samanta Bhadra's prayer is called the King of Prayers.
Got it.
Okay. And you can work on it now, or you can work on it later.
Yeah. Since this is not yeah.
Then I would say Kundasambo is a personal name in the Tibetan title. Kundasambo is a personal name. So we have to capitalize the K also in Kun. Yeah, yeah. And these are all things you guys are going to have to learn, and it will take a year or something. So don't take it too seriously today. Okay, it will take me about a year to teach you guys. Let's see here. I suspect Maha has a long A. Raja Maha. And I suspect if you look it up in Lokesh Chandra, which is our standard, okay? Probably the A of Maha bumped into. Let me think about it. It might be Mahopani. You see what I mean? I'm not sure. Sometimes the Tibetans divide words that wouldn't be divided by Panini, but you can check. Lokesh Chandra is always correct. Okay? So it never hurts, and it takes time to make a correct bibliography entry, and just surrender to the time it takes. Like, don't get nervous and don't say I'm not doing much today. If you make one good bibliography entry in an hour, it's okay. And that's just the mixed nut standard. Why we have to be so careful is that all of the bibliography entries are going to go into a database, and we will use each other's bibliography entries. So we all have to be perfect for the other people, okay? Because I won't check this again. I will assume it's correct, and I'll put it in my books, and then so we got to be super careful. All right, let me see here. Someone should be. You did the. I don't put a hyphen before a ladun. Okay, so kuntu is just two separate words. Okay. Yeah. But you did a great. I mean, generally speaking, it's really amazing that you did so well. Everything else looks really. No, seriously. I wonder. No, that's okay. Don't get the thing here. Yeah, I think the rest is correct. Anybody else see any problems here? Sometimes I might translate Samantha Butter's name and then put him in parentheses, like Kundusambo. I forget what I'm using nowadays, but it's probably the perfectly pure one or something like that. Okay. I would call him perfectly pure. Okay, something like that. Yeah, as a personal name. Yeah, I wouldn't even say one. One makes it an epithet. No one makes it a personal name. Okay, so of these. Okay, good. Yeah. Now, when Pakpa comes at the beginning of a title
Mhm.
in the Kangyur, it means exalted sutra 95% of the time. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it refers to the book. I believe this one means he's an Arya. Okay, so exalted is for Pakpa when it occurs in the name of a sutra. Here it's the realized being. Okay, a commentary to the the king of prayers by perfectly pure, right? The realized being. Okay, we call realized being Pakpa Arya. Okay, and the rest is okay. Yay! Let's look at the second one. Yeah, now in the first title, S1, you broke out the Sanskrit, which means if you're going to be consistent, the Sanskrit for the second title should be 3 words. Pasha as a separate, yeah. And logically or not, we are capitalizing all the separate words in the Sanskrit breakout. Good. Okay, nice. All right. Let's see here. By the way, this is really painstaking, and that's the way it is. Okay, it's just painstaking, and you get used to it. Okay, if you do a few hundred, you get good at it. You can do it in like 20 minutes. Okay, and then Utpala checks it and finds 3 errors. Okay.
Oh, this is wrong.
Oh,
This has got to go.
Oh, okay. You do your thing. Okay, good. I like how you took the last part of each entry from other sources. When you have, that's the whole point of the Mixed Nuts team. If our bibliography entries are pure, we can copy and paste from each other. And if they're not pure, we're just multiplying errors. Okay, so we got to take time. I think it's perfect. I think the rest is great. Yeah.
So let me tell you a thing that I have edited out is the capitalization of this word, because that's not the name of it. It's just called Abhidharma or Lumpa. So section would be lowercase. Does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. But here it's like middle way school. The school would be capitalized. You see what I mean?
Well, yeah, school is capitalized.
Yeah,
But not
and
section.
well, I'm thinking of section as school. You see what I mean? I'm thinking of section that way. I know what you mean. I know your point, but I'm thinking of these sections as more of similar to the capitalization of school in middle way school or mind-only school. You see what I mean? And then there's a slight change in usage. For example, if you say group and you're loosely referring to a group and not a specific group, you wouldn't capitalize it. So I would capitalize this one. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Good. We got it. And that's how much work it takes to do a bibliography entry. It's a lot of work. We have to continually strive to add bibliography entries to our database of bibliography entries. And by the way, the reason I could finish Word's text in record time was partly because we've built up a database of pure bibliography entries. And I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time I do somebody's translation, because the bibliography takes a huge amount of time. And I think the accuracy and the consistency of the bibliography material is an indication of our skills as a team, you know. And I think when the bibliography entries are inconsistent or sloppy, you know, misspelled, and they don't have the same format, I think that's an indication that the translation is probably also wrong and sloppy. So, you know, so I feel strong when I look at a book by somebody else, a translation, I'll often go to the bibliography, and if it's messy, I don't trust the translation. You see what I mean? Usually the thinking of the translator is messy if the bibliography entries are messy, and then the translation is suspect. You know, I won't trust the translation because I can see from the bibliography work that they're messy, and to them, the fact that the bibliography is inconsistent and illogical doesn't bother them. They can live with it. And then then I'm like, I can't trust this person at all. You know, if they can live with bibliography entries that are obviously don't have the same format, and especially the distinction between the pronunciation and the transcription of foreign words, if they don't see that difference, and if it doesn't bug them and drive them crazy, they suck as a translator. Okay, and I don't want to even read it. You see what I mean? If it doesn't drive them crazy to see inconsistencies like that, then they're not catching inconsistencies in the translation. You see, which is very subtle. So that's don't get me going on that. All right, if it doesn't bother them that their bibliography entries are manifestly inconsistent with each other, then how are they translating? You know, okay. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go back and share my screen. All right, it's like, I don't know, some people never learn to wash dishes after they fix a meal. And if you've been trained by Ken Rinpoche to wash dishes immediately after they reach the sink, then when you walk in the house as somebody who hasn't washed the dishes for 3 days, you feel uncomfortable. And that's how you should feel with a bad bibliography. Okay. All right. Okay, point number 3. Here it is. I went and got it for you. Should they, please read number 3.
Should they nyem papo kang la shepe nu?
Okay, I'm gonna help you guys. I'm offering $50 for anyone who can translate this little piece correctly. And I'm even gonna give you a part of it. This ch means teachings on emptiness. Okay.
Oh.
This
Who's appropriate to be a student of teachings on emptiness?
Oh my God, that was so easy. $50 for Utpala. Yeah. Yeah. The third part of Kedubje's text so far is, how do we identify a person who's ready to hear emptiness? And that's a big question because, Utpala.
Oh, because if you get the wrong teachings, then just forget about it. You're never going to get out of the wheel of suffering.
Yeah, and also we will break our
files.
Oh,
yeah,
11.
our vows.
right. Yeah.
If we misidentify a person and teach them emptiness too early or too deep, we break our vows. Okay, so it's important for us too. The two yaks.
The two yaks. Oh, well, you mean they're yoked together, and if one goes off,
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
the
yeah,
other.
yeah. The teacher and the student are like two yaks pulling a plow, yoked together. If one falls off a cliff, the other one has to go too. So if you teach the student emptiness too early, and they lose faith in Buddhism, or they get some extreme viewpoints, and they go to hell, you go with them. Yay! All right, please read. Who's checking? Bill McMichael, come on, criticize
Yay,
this.
Bill.
Captain
All right.
Bill.
Hi,
Here we
Captain.
go. Hello.
Zab moi dun day.
Good day.
Zab moi dun day. Yang mun len chik ma yin par. Yud
You.
yud la tung pa ni tok pe sabun shakpa nam nyam ni la tempar j. Shangdak la ni.
Shindak.
Shendak la ni ma yin te. Te da ki tong ni tun pe shung yen du shin yang. Tong ni la lok par shuk pe sampa dang dem pe. Dun ma yin pa chempo dang dem par your way jiro.
Nice.
True.
When the genitive case is used for disjunction, as in the first word of the third line here, you say the agiku e differently. Okay,
Oh.
you say cha yi, cha yi.
Chinese.
Yeah, and that alerts the listener that you're talking about a disjunction and not a genitive. Okay. Samadun deyang. What's samadun?
The essential meaning?
The deep meaning. And that's a code word always for
Emptiness.
emptiness. And it's most common in the distinction between the profound teachings and the widespread teachings, right? The teachings on bodhicitta and the teachings on emptiness. Okay. When you see sabmo, it's a red flag that it's a discussion of emptiness. Okay. Samadundeyang. Now, what kind of person should we look for? Okay. They should have shakpad. Okay. Jokpa. Word. In words text, it's called goa.
To be a place where the teachings can be smeared.
Yeah, good. Where the imprint can be imprinted, okay? Where the seed can be imprinted. Here, they say shakpa. In the mind-only text, they say goa, okay? They should be a person who has goa mental seeds in their mind, okay? For topaing tombani.
For realizing emptiness.
Yeah, they should have already planted seeds in their mind for perceiving emptiness. Okay, gyula means in their mind. Okay, now here's a mayingak. Len chik mayimbar. And this len doesn't mean what len means in Seji's text, which always means it's the fault of. This len means one time, two times, etc.
Oh, there's only one?
Len chik mayin.
There isn't only one. It's not just one time.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it. Sorry.
We're talking about the planting should have occurred.
Oh. Many times. Not
Yeah,
one.
good. Yeah, it's not like they went to one emptiness teaching and then you can
Correct.
teach them emptiness. They should have, and this as in English, you know, this congressman has lied. Can we say not once? Okay, not once. It means 100 times. Okay, this guy should have put seeds in their mind for emptiness previously to the teaching, previous to your meeting them, not a single time, not just once, but many times. Okay, and ni you should then ni. Those ni go. It's a modified
Itself?
to num.
Only them.
Only them. That's the only
only
people you
them.
can teach. Only them. Okay. Only them. Okay. Only those guys should you teach. Tembaja, future participle, are to be taught. Okay. Are to be taught. But okay. Shendak lani mayan. What's that mean?
Uh, Shendakla, to
To others, Mayans.
others, there isn't. You
Don't teach them. Don't teach other
Yeah.
types of people. If they have a lot of seeds in their heart from past lives of having heard emptiness teachings, and you can feel it, teach them, but don't teach others. Okay,
So
not the
kinda-
deepest.
It kind of means you have to be clairvoyant, otherwise you shouldn't teach emptiness.
Well, you get a feeling. You get a feeling. You watch the person's face when you teach them the pen, and if they start looking at their phone, probably. Okay. Why? Yinte means now. I'm going to tell you why not. This shung means classic book, the classics. Okay, Asian classics. Okay, shung. Okay. What is it? Jing in Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nian to sin is an idiom. Okay, it's very difficult. Nian to sin means, oh, you can go ahead and teach them. Okay, you can go ahead and teach them. All right. Nian to sin means, literally, it means you have taught them. They have listened. Okay,
Right.
they have listened. Okay, but it's an idiom for, oh yeah, they can listen. Okay, they can have listened to you teach it. Okay, the classics, which themselves describe emptiness. Okay, yeah, these guys can listen to you teaching the classics which describe emptiness. Got it? Okay.
Mhm.
They can listen. Okay. They doc here is those guys who don't have the seats, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they can listen, but then they're gonna lokpa shuk into tongni.
Oh, they're
Lokpa juk,
they're going to turn away from emptiness.
or they're gonna get a mistaken impression of what's emptiness. Okay. They're gonna go the wrong way into emptiness. Okay. And that's the kind of sampas they're gonna then.
Those are the kind of thoughts they're going to hold on to.
Perfect. Yeah. And then what's gonna happen? They're gonna do a dun mayimba, a big dun mayimba. Okay, big dun mayimba. It means disservice. It's gonna be a great disservice. Dun means positive outcome. Dun mayimba means a totally not positive outcome. Okay, this dun doesn't mean meaning. This dun means an outcome. Okay,
Okay.
and it means they're gonna get a huge not positive outcome. Okay, meaning they're gonna go to hell. Okay, all right. Okay, all
The
right.
realms we were talking about, welcome.
Actually, he's gonna define Dun Mayimba in his next paragraph. Here we go.
Oh, good.
Oh, who's checking? By the way, we have to congratulate Ina and Captain Bill again
Yay.
for getting married. It's so cool when two of our team get married. Yay.
Thank you,
And
Geshe-la.
Shinsen? Oh,
Yeah, I expect that the marriage of a eminent French translator with an eminent American pilot should result in eminent croissants flying to Sedona. That's my opinion.
We'll be happy to arrange it.
Rimrock, you mean, right?
Just kidding. Maybe they can come to Peachtree Cafe. You can parachute them out. Okay. So Captain Bill is checking Udpala's pronunciation. Let's go. It's a long paragraph. Yeah.
Björdsuni. Reka nimi kepe tongni pangne nendrodro. Regani rangshingi mandrupe tongpe duni. Chudina mepe duno nyamtu sune. Gyundre la kurpandepe lokta tang por kene dene mi tong war maybe kong
Par.
ne
Par.
par
Yeah.
kong ne kong du trawar che ching de drebu nar me pe nyelwa dak tu tungwar yuro.
Nice. Okay, cool. Tun Mayimba Chamber so well, just how is it that they would get a not positive outcome? Okay. A huge not positive outcome. Okay. How is it that things wouldn't work out for them? Well, some of them, okay, Renga means some of those guys that you teach too early. Some of those guys that you teach too early will dongyi bang.
Will eliminate emptiness. What?
They
Give
give
up
up.
on
They will,
Yeah.
they'll give up emptiness. Okay. Why? Mikepa means to be clumsy in this case. Okay. Because of their lack of finesse is what Mikepa means here. Okay. Because of their lack of sensitivity to truth. Okay.
Ooh.
It doesn't mean mastery or something like that. It means they are what do you call that? Clumsy or not skillful. You guys got a word for me?
Inelegant.
Inelegant, yeah. No, it's more
worse
than
that.
elegance.
It's worse than that. It's
Yeah.
somebody
Crude
stumbling,
or
stumbling or
Bumbling.
Bumbling.
bumbling is great. I like bumble. Okay.
I don't know if that's going to fit in with the,
Bumble and
the
bumble.
rest of it, though.
Yeah. By the way, don't force in silly words when Geshe-la's using them in the teaching. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You find. But what it means is due to their lack of skillfulness. Okay. Due to their lack of finesse, they will give up on emptiness, and then they're ngendro. They'll go to the
They'll
ngendro.
go to the lower realms.
They'll go to the real. That's some people. Now, when you reach the second renga, you read it like this: Rengani, other
Other
ones,
of those guys.
yeah, they will take the meaning dun of emptiness, which means to lack any nature of its own.
Mhm.
They will take it to be chudina me.
There isn't anything.
Yeah, when you tell them a thing has no nature of its own, they will conclude that these chus are me,
Don't exist.
that
These
they
things
don't exist at all. When you tell them the husband in the kitchen has no nature of being a husband, they will think there's no husband
There's
in
no
the kitchen.
husband. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll say whatever they want because the husband's not there. And then they'll go to the hell realms. Okay. Okay. Then no, nyamdu. That's what they will think. Sung here means that they will hold that opinion. Okay. This sung means they will hold that opinion. And then they're gonna get korndeb about the laws of Gyu and Debu. What's that mean?
They're going to have, what are we using for Kundam?
We can say
Unestimate or
We can say discount.
discount. Okay.
They will discount. We gotta accent the second syllable, right? They will discount the
Cause and effect.
the laws of cause and effect. Yeah. And that's a lokta.
And that's a wrong view.
Yeah, so a whole series of bad things is going to happen to them. The dangbo is they get the lokta. Okay, so this dangbo is implying later screw ups also. Okay, well, first of all, they're going to get a wrong idea that there's no cause and effect because nothing exists, because you said nothing has any nature of its own, because you taught them emptiness too early, because they didn't have seeds in their mind from previous lives when they heard about emptiness. Okay. Okay. Then I don't know if we need the bar here. Probably not. Okay. Oops. God, what happened? Yeah, it's probably. Probably par. Okay. And then they name it don't par.
They
No, I'm going back to par. Okay. They name means and then until such time as they give up these wrong ideas. Okay. Mitong par, until such time as they give up those wrong ideas about cause and effect. Okay. Then their wrong views are gonna kong ne kong du pel. Pel means what?
harm.
Oh,
To increase. To increase.
Oh,
Right? Yeah.
increase higher and higher.
Good. Perfect. Yeah. Cool. Their wrong views are gonna get worse
Oh.
and worse and worse. And then they will get a cause and effect. He's making a joke almost. Okay.
And
These guys are gonna discount cause and effect, and the effect of that, okay, he's making a joke. I'm sorry. They're gonna go to Narmet.
they're going to go to hell.
Yeah. Okay. Now, interestingly, he puts Doc here, and he's referring to Avicii hell, the lowest hell, which is called no suffering, which means suffering without respite. Okay.
Right.
They will fall to that hell, to those hells. He's pointing out that there are sections in each hell. Okay.
Okay.
They'll fall to the chambers of the lowest hell, something like that. Okay. All right. And that, my friends, is a dun mayimba chimbo. What's that mean? In the beginning of the paragraph. That's
a huge not positive outcome.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a pretty big not positive outcome, to go to the lowest hell there is by studying emptiness. Okay.
Like anything other than a positive, everything other than a positive. I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, Caleb J in this text is in his top form of his whole life. This is the most beautiful text he ever wrote. I'm sorry, Adam, but this one is exquisite. Okay, it's a great text. All right, 84. Oh, wait, who's checking you? You want to choose someone to hang you?
Yeah, Venerable Chinzum.
Yay.
Tela me part tawa dang yepa mayim part tawa la ni sikki jepa sam tade par se ki loy nzin sulani yogi chi char so ke par chung se kyang mete nika la yang yepa kakpa sam shik charwe jiro.
Okay, great. And this is beautiful. I don't know. He had a couple of good coffees this day. Now, okay, you ready, Utpala? I'm the other guy, okay? I'm the other guy. Oh, look, you Utpala, you taught me emptiness. You said nothing has any nature of its own, right? Yeah. Well, it's not that I don't think cause and effect exists. That's not my problem. I don't think that cause and effect may, which is what he said in the last paragraph, right? Right here, Yunde may, okay? I don't think that, okay? That's not what I think.
Okay.
I just think they're not existing.
What?
I don't think they don't exist. I just think they're not things which do exist.
Welcome to Avicii.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, let's say it again for all the audience. God bless you, Isabel, if you can translate this. Look, it's not my opinion that cause and effect don't exist. It's just my opinion that there are things which aren't there because they're empty.
Oh,
okay. I don't think they are non-existent. I just think they don't exist. Okay.
I don't
How's
get the
that?
distinction at all.
Well, then you're on Caleb's J's side because he says,
Oh, good.
okay, he says, Tawa, that kind of viewpoint, Siki Jubbat Sam Tadepa say, you're just using different words for the same thing. Come on. Okay, you're just talking Japa, different words, sick, different Tade, just some. You're just using different words for the same thing. Nothing more. Say means it ends there. It's an idiom at the end of the sentence. You know, you're just using different words for the same thing, and that's all you're doing. That's it. Say means that's it. Say usually means to run out of pizza or groceries. Here in an idiomatic Tibetan, it means you're just using different things, words for the same thing, and it ends there. That nothing more. Nothing more. Key, and the key is disjunctive. Okay. But the way in which you hold those two concepts, okay, cause and effect are non-existent, and cause and effect are not things which exist. The way you picture them in your mind, okay, and this is a big theme of Caleb J's whole philosophy of life, is how do you picture it? Loin Zinzu means how are you gonna picture it? Okay, Yulki Chichar, the way in which the Chichedag, right? The way in which the what do you call it? The archetype. Okay. The picture in your mind, the general archetype in your mind, when you say cause and effect doesn't exist, or cause and effect is not something which does exist. Okay, I'm sorry. Cause and effect is non-existent, or cause and effect is something which does not exist. Okay, which is, I'm sorry. Cause and effect is non-existent, or cause and effect are not things which do exist. Okay, the chi in your mind. Char means for a picture to appear in your mind. It's what's the other form of this verb? Char.
No.
Shar.
Char.
Like the rising
Rain.
of the sun. The
Oh,
rising
shar.
of the sun. Yeah, shar and char are the same verb. And Caleb J is really big on how do things shar in your mind. When you're thinking cause and effect doesn't exist. I'm sorry, cause and effect is non-existent. And on the other hand, when you think cause and effect are things that don't exist, is there a different sharwa in your mind? Okay. And he says, Kepa chungse me. There's not a single goddamn difference. Okay.
Which one is goddamn?
Yeah, goddamn is chungse. Chungse kyang means there ain't the slightest difference in the way these two concepts appear in your mind. What two concepts? Cause and effect is non-existent.
Non-existent.
And cause and effect is not something which does exist. He says, when you think about it, when I say those two different phrases, the thing that pops up in your head, Yulki Chi Chartsu, okay, it's totally the same. There's no difference, okay? There's no difference, okay? Why? And then he gives the definition of a megak. And then he gives the definition of a megak, okay? Which is a simple absence, right? A simple absence. Kakpatsam in the next line means simple absence, okay? Okay. What you are doing in both cases, that's why I corrected the Tibetan. Okay? Nika means both cases. It doesn't have to have an S when it means both.
Right.
Okay. So in both cases, all you are doing is, what's the word in English? You are canceling something which is there. Yapakaktam. You are just refusing something which exists. When you say cause and effect is non-existent, and then you say cause and effect are things that don't exist, they are both simple denials of something which is there. Okay? They are both megogs. They are both absences, simple absences, okay? And that's how they appear in your mind. That's what both terms trigger in your mind is precisely the same picture. Okay, if I say cause and effect is non-existent, the picture you pops up in your mind is exactly the same as the picture that pops up in your mind when I say cause and effect don't exist. I'm sorry, cause and effect are not things which exist. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So,
Got it?
Well, I mean, I understand the words, but I'm not understanding how he can say that about this person who obviously does have a different picture of the two.
Oh, that's
or they
true.
wouldn't have said
That's
that.
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he imagines that he has it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm Caleb J. Okay, you're the other
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, he imagines that he has two different pictures, but he doesn't really.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's all. Okay.
Okay.
Now, why are we getting into this? He does not want to be accused of being a nihilist. He doesn't want to be called a mepatawa. He wants to be called someone who says they are not things which exist.
Okay.
He doesn't want
They
to be
are not
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to be, he doesn't want to be a nihilist. He doesn't, look, I'm not saying nothing exists. I'm not saying everything in the universe is non-existent. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't exist. And then Caleb just pulling his hair out, you know.
Uh-huh.
Come on, it's the same thing.
So,
And either one you think, you go to hell. That's his point. Okay.
uh-huh.
That's his point.
And why does he say
you call it
Chico?
A, you call it B?
Oh.
Because the exact same picture comes up in your mind. Okay.
Because the exact
That's
same.
his reason for why there's no difference between the two.
Okay. Thank you.
By the way, not the slightest difference between the
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
Okay. Whew. It's beautiful. He's so beautiful right here. He's like, I don't know. He's like he's like Miss Universe or something right here. Okay. Philosophy Miss Universe. Okay, here we go. Please, do we have time? Let's go.
2 minutes, Ken.
Come on, let's read it.
Vitaryan, Tumpanila Tanyena, Sherab Chung Nampung Warngur, Shepain Drelpat Sixele, Ray Shikalte Kalte Tanche Tongpa Te Tanche, Yepa Mayen no Shejawar Tokna, De Tse Di Lokpart Tawan Yurte.
Okay, good. We're not going to start it because it's very long. He took like a whole page out of six cell. What is six cell?
I always forget.
Your word.
Mr. Chandrakirti.
Prasanapada. Yeah. Chandrakirti wrote two great books about emptiness. One is Madhyamaka Avatara, Entering the Middle Way, where the middle way is actually Nagarjuna's Shira. And then that book describes the meaning of Nagarjuna's greatest book. And this one, by the way, Nick, maybe we should translate that. That's called Gombarapsa. But then somebody said to Chandrakirti, well, but I don't understand the wording of the text. And then he said, okay, I'll write a second commentary, which explains the wording. Now, yeah, and this spelling is universal and is wrong. Okay?
Okay.
It's six suchepa selva, okay? Okay, it's not six cell. By the way, it should have been six, and everybody makes this mistake, okay? Very few people have understood the Sanskrit pada means a shloka. It means a verse. It's not a clarification of the words. It's a clarification of the verses. And if you check the original spellings and the original names, it's not clear words. It's clear verses, you know, okay? Clarification of the verses, not a clarification of the words, although it is a clarification of the words, as opposed to the clarification of the meaning. All right. And by the way, let's just read this one line, okay? Tomba ni la tani na shirab chungna pungagyo. It's a poetry. Tomba ni la tani na. If your tawa about
If
tomba
your
ni
view about emptiness
is nyepa. Hey, Xiaoping, if the first 4 vowels are called pampa, what are the last 112 vowels called? We didn't reach it yet. They're called mistakes, okay?
Thanks.
Nyepa. Mistakes, yeah.
faulty.
Here's mistake. If you make a mistake in how you understand emptiness, then shut up chung people.
Then little wisdom people.
Yeah, those kind of people, because they make a mistake in how they view emptiness, people of little wisdom. This pung is a verb that means
to project.
nope, wasted.
Oh,
You know, it can mean ruins of an ancient building. Okay, it doesn't mean skanda. It doesn't mean heap. Here it means your life is ruined. Okay, this puma means your life is ruined. Okay, you make a mistake. You don't have enough intelligence. You study emptiness. You make a mistake in your viewpoint about emptiness. You will ruin your life. That's pung. Okay, that's puma.
okay.
Okay, we'll stop there.
So no making mistakes.
About emptiness. I mean, who cannot make a mistake about emptiness? But okay. He means big mistake. And the big mistake is what? Well, the big mistake is thinking. The big mistake is always thinking, if things are empty, I can do whatever the hell I want. You know, I can do adultery. You know, I can lie on my taxes. You know, nothing's there. You know,
Yeah.
like that. Okay, that's how you puma. That's how you ruin yourself. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Sashi puki jukshi meto chong mirabling shi sadi sangye wargi toku nanda chinadu parsho idam guru ratna mandala kandiyatayami kewadi kewoku Sunam yashe tsoksoki, sunam yashe lejunre, dampar kunyi topar sho.
Yay.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you. It's an awesome text. I mean, when I was reading and I was high. All right. See you guys